What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today I thought we'd start with making some logic statements using Redstone and explaining how they work. So first of all, what are logic statements? In both programming and circuits, logic statements are just statements that reach a conclusion based on a set premise. Now, before I explain how it relates to Redstone, we'll try to visualize three of the main logic statements. These statements are called AND, OR, and NOT. Each of these statements has both an input and an output, meaning that they will take in some value, that's the input, and return a new value, and that's the output, based on the statement's job. For these examples, we'll use binary, which are actually used in computer circuits in real life. Binary has two possible values, 0 and 1, with 0 signaling that it is false and 1 signaling that it is true. With NOT, the value is inverted, meaning that it will output whatever the inputted value is not. So let's visualize this with a T-chart. There is only one input and it is two possible values, 0 and 1. Now, what's the opposite of 1? 0. And the opposite of 0 is 1. All that not x does is return the opposite of the inputted value. Now let's move on to the OR statement. Both the OR and the AND statement are different from the NOT statement because they input two values instead of one. With OR, the output will only be true if either of the inputs are true. We'll use another T-chart to visualize this. This time, we'll use both the horizontal and vertical parts of the T-chart as we have two values. Again, both inputs have only two possible values, 0 and 1. So, when both inputs are 0, both of them are false. Because neither of them are true, the output will return as false. Now let's look at when one of the values is true and the other isn't. Remember that the OR statement is only looking for at least one of the values to be true. So, in both places where one input is true and the other is false, the output will be true. But what about when they're both true? Again, the only thing this statement needs to be true is for at least one of the inputs to be true. Here, both of them are true, so the output will also be true. Now, finally, let's move on to the AND statement. Just like the OR statement, it has two inputs. However, the AND statement is only true when both of the inputs are also true. Again, we'll use a T-chart to see this visually. Just like before, we use both sides of the T-chart for each of the inputs. And again, each input has only two possible values, 0 and 1. When both inputs are false, both of them are not true. So the output will be false as well. What about when only one input is true? Thinking back to before, the AND statement will only output true if the first input and the second input are true. So, because only one of them is true, it will still return as false. Lastly, both of the statements are true, so the output will be true as well. You can see that the only time that the output of the AND statement is true is when both values are true. So there are some explanations for the three most common logic statements. I'm going to make a second part to this video where I show exactly how to implement these in Minecraft with Redstone, what you can use these for, along with showing you guys how these statements look in the programming language Java. That's all for today's video. See you guys in the next one.